It's a great song. It's a song that was written about Donington, no less. The band's played on from Saxon there. Now then, of course, Saxon, one of the original new wave of British heavy metal bands, as were Iron Maiden, still going strong. But going back to their first album, and the guitarist on that album actually lives locally here in Cambridgeshire. His name is Dennis Stratton, and we're joined by him on the phone. How are you doing, Dennis?
I'm okay, Neil. Nice to hear from you.
Great to have you back on the show. Going to talk about what you're up to in just a second, but before that, just wanted to chat to you about something that I know you've been involved with for a while. It involves a school down in Saffron, Walden, and something along the lines of a rock school. Is that right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, basically, Neil, a couple of years ago, I got asked by Simon Baker. He's with Uncle Funk. He's the guy from that band, and Andy Wilson, and they were running a music school called Clive's Music School. And what happened was they got me involved. We went to Bishop Stortford, Sawbridgeworth, all over the place, and we opened these schools and did the publicity. We got involved with the mayor or the mayoress wherever we were. And once every 6 to 8 months, I go down to the school and we do one concert for the parents. And it's like a sort of like a big show in the town hall or wherever they're being held. So what's happened now is that Simon and Andy have decided to change all that. And a couple of months ago, we had a meeting, and they're going to change the name, and it's going to be the Livewire Rock Academy. They approached me and said, would I still be involved? And I said, of course I would. And so I think what must have happened, they've put it out somewhere in a press release, and people are now starting to talk about it. We are looking at opening a new school in Cambridge, because at the moment the Rock Academy only goes to Epping and Saffron Walden. But we are looking at doing one in Cambridge. The reason I like it, it's different. The kids get hands-on straight away, drums, guitars, keyboards, anything they want to do. It's an hour lesson, and at the end of that hour, it's a 15-minute jam session, and they can choose whatever songs they want to learn. It could be Deep Purple, Maiden, Chili Peppers, Kings of Leon, Foo Fighters, anything they want to do. And it's really, really interesting, because to see that the kids, they pick up a set of drumsticks, they don't know if they're left-handed or right-handed, but it is a great atmosphere, and now it's turning into the Livewire Rock Academy, is because I'm going to start going down a little bit more and doing some sort of sit-ins with some riffs, any kids that want to learn certain riffs, especially the Maiden ones. So, basically that's what we do. And then after the kids have been in the school for about 6 months, 4 or 5 of them may get together as a band, and what they do is they choose one of their favourite songs. So it could be a Maiden song or a Foo Fighters song, and then the parents' evening, which is this Tuesday at the Saffron Walden Town Hall, we have about 40 children running around like lunatics, and each group go on one at a time. So you'll have 4 or 5 children on one time. They come off, another 5 kids go on, and the parents get a chance to see what their children are doing over the months of going to the school, for 1 hour a week or whatever they're doing. So it is quite a hands-on thing. It's not you're sitting with one tutor, really, brainstorming, trying to write music and getting really technical. This is really a hands-on sort of school,
Brilliant stuff. So if someone's listening to this show and they're a fan of rock and they recognise your name from Iron Maiden, but they want their kid to get involved, maybe the kid's just kind of starting out on the guitar, what would your advice be to someone listening? How can they get involved in that academy then?
Well, the livewirerockacademy.com is a new site which they've just got going because they've changed the name from Clive's. They can go on Facebook, they can look and see what goes on. But what I would say is if they're local, is to pop down to look on the website and then pop down to the school. I think the one in Saffron Walden is in the Friends School. I'm not sure what night it is, but they can pop down, they can walk in, there's no seriousness going on, and they can just go in and have a look round. Their parents can talk to Clive or Andy, and they can really sort of get a good impression about what happens, because it's quite well relaxed. You know, there's not a lot of kids who get very nervous about it.
And before we let you go, Dennis, we just have to ask you what you're up to. The last time I saw you play live was at the Cambridge Rock Festival, but you are gigging. You're still gigging around the area, aren't you?
I am very, very busy. Yeah, I've been over to Italy the last couple of weekends doing the Maiden conventions. And thanks to the snow and the fog, I was stuck in Milan last Sunday morning, so I couldn't get back for the gig on the Sunday afternoon or the Sunday night. But yeah, I'm really busy with the bands, with RDB. We're still doing a lot. We're going to do a few of the Maiden sets that I do when we go abroad in Italy and Bulgaria and South Africa, because a lot of the fans want to see the first or second album, and they've not had a chance to see the band play them old songs very much. So the idea is to get to do a few more festivals through the summer, and it's a 50-minute set, so it's all most of the first album and a couple from the second album. And we're still doing the local pubs. You know, I'm outside the Bushel now, which I'm due to start in 20 minutes to do the duos. So me and Dave are at the Bushel right now. So yeah, it's nice to keep it local. Still going down to London and all the driving, but yeah, still very busy. And
listen, we're going to play some Maiden. I'm going to play Running Free from the debut album, which of course you played on. What are your memories? I remember watching this kind of on YouTube and on Maiden DVDs of doing Top of the Pops from this song. What were your recollections? Obviously you can remember it, but just tell us what was it like? Because Maiden actually played live on Top of the Pops, didn't they?
Exactly, yeah. First of all, we had to tape all the drums down because they were too loud. What happened was that we started a sound check, and me and Dave at the time were using these little H&H amps which had a master volume and a gain, so you could turn the volume right down and the gain right up and get that really punchy sound out of a little 5-watt amp sort of thing. And I remember we did the sound check running through, and the producer and the engineers come running through the studio screaming that it was too loud. So basically we had to tape the drums and cymbals down. We had to bring the guitars right down so that it was a good balance. You've only got a small monitor coming back at you, so it was hard. But the good thing was it still sounded really punchy at a low volume. It was quite interesting.
Well, listen,
I do remember Robert. I don't know who the guy was that introduced us, but he said, "There's a band from London," and we stopped and we said, "No, we're from West Ham."
Get it right. And listen, very quickly, I know that you were reunited on the last tour with Steve Harris and the lads. Will you be going down to Download to see them play?
Yeah, I've been talking to Steve over the last few weeks, mostly about the poor performance of West Ham. But we've been talking quite a lot on the phone because he's over in Germany now with the Lions doing his little solo thing. But they're coming back and they're going to do the O2 again, I think. So, yeah, we're all going to get together again. It'd be nice to see him again, you know.
Awesome stuff. Well, in the meantime, we will play that track from the debut album, which, of course, Dennis played some excellent guitar playing on, Running Free from Iron Maiden, and we'll give the details again about the Rock School after this track. Dennis, always a pleasure to speak to you.
And Running Free, I will be playing at the Saffron Walden Town Hall with 40 mad children tomorrow night.
Awesome stuff. Cheers, Dennis.
Well, thanks very much, mate, and good New Year to the station and all the listeners out there that keep it live, mate.